When you miss the weekends with the guys, or miss the night out with the girls, or you pass on the trip, or you do this, you're not sacrificing anything. You're actually making an investment, because the investment is delayed gratification, and you just haven't seen the payoff yet.
Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm going to get millions. Watch this. In the project living. Damn. Spoke it till existence. Voila. More change than 50. Got more cars than Diddy. I only weigh 180, but my watch cost 250.
What's up, guys? It's Frisella, and this is the show for the realists. Say goodbye to the lies, the fakeness, and delusions of modern society, and welcome to motherfucking reality. Today, we're going to talk about a super valuable success hack. But before I get into that, I want to say thank you. I appreciate you guys sharing the show. I appreciate all the love that I'm seeing, especially on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do that. People seem to be liking it, man. You know, we're getting lots of good feedback. I think people seeing my expression helps bring context to, I hear that a lot, right? Like people are saying, man, I thought you were just an angry dude. You're actually just passionate. Well, yeah, motherfucker. I've been trying to tell you that for fucking 7 years. Thanks for finally getting it. Now, with that being said, we do grow the show organically, and we have a fee, and the fee is very simple. If you enjoy the show, if you learned something from the show, if it made you think, if it gave you a new perspective, if it did anything good for you, all we ask is that you share it. Good old-fashioned word of mouth. If I do a good job, you help me out. If I don't do a good job, don't help me. Sometimes I don't do good. That's the reality. All right? Most of the time I do, though. So, guys, I want to give you a little success hack. And if you've been listening to me for a long time or a short time, you probably realize that I don't believe in hacks, but this is a super powerful hack. And I touched on it a little bit on our last episode with Ed Milet. Not our last episode, but the last episode with Ed. I talked about this a little bit. Now, it's really just a language trick. It's really just something that you need to understand, that how you speak to yourself determines how you act. And a lot of you guys make things harder on yourselves than what it really has to be. For example, when we talk about building a company and we talk about sacrificing the weekends and the nights out and the times with friends, the vacations, we talk about it in terms of like it's this painful thing, right? Sacrifice. Or we talk about building a body, or we talk about building your mind through, maybe 75 hard. We talk about sacrifice, and we talk about how hard it is, and we talk about how painful it is. And we almost like hang our hats on that. And I get that. I do that as well. Like, I like to think I'm a bad motherfucker. I like to think I'm putting in the fucking work nobody else will do. And that makes me feel good. But the problem with that, guys, is that sometimes that language can actually make shit artificially harder than what it has to be. And so I want you to do this. I want you to stop thinking of things in terms of sacrifice. And I want you to start thinking in terms of investment. All right? One of the biggest mistakes that you will make as a human on a path to success, whether that success be financially, physically, spiritually, in interpersonal relationships, whatever it is, there's success in all areas. When you think of it as a sacrifice, you're making it extra hard on yourself. And so what I want you to do is I want you to start thinking about investment. And I want you to understand that when you miss the weekends with the guys, or miss the night out with the girls, or you pass on the trip, or you do this, you're not sacrificing anything. You're actually making an investment, because the investment is delayed gratification, and you just haven't seen the payoff yet. All right. So when you miss a night out to work out, you're not sacrificing a night out. You're making an investment in the future. And that investment in the future is going to create a better life. It's going to create more money. It's going to create better relationships. It's going to create a better body. It's going to create more confidence. When you're getting something in return for what you're giving up, it's not really a sacrifice, it's an investment. And this is something that all of you guys need to get really clear on, because as men especially, and some women, we like to feel tough. We like to feel badass. And I'm guilty of pushing that a little bit, sometimes too, because I like to feel badass. But the truth of the matter is that when I skip something fun to do something that's hard, I know that there's a payoff coming later. And what this really comes down to is understanding delayed gratification. And if you guys can understand and make the decisions that delay the gratification, you're making an investment. A sacrifice is really just you giving something up. And it sounds like shit. What sounds better? I'm making an investment in my future, or I'm sacrificing the night out with the guys. You're not fucking missing anything. You're not losing anything. You're not giving anything up. That's some bullshit that everybody does their whole fucking life. It's no different than what every other human does. And it's what everybody does. It's not something that you're missing. You're choosing to make an investment in yourself. You're choosing to make an investment in your money. You're choosing to make an investment in your body. You're choosing to make an investment in your relationships. And you need to remember that when you talk to yourself. Because if we constantly tell ourselves that we're sacrificing everything, we're always going to feel empty. We're always going to feel like we're not having anything paid back. We're always going to feel like we're doing all of these things for nothing, which is not the truth. The truth is that we're doing these things for something. And that means it's an investment. So that's my hack for you guys. We don't have this long, drawn out process here. Just start replacing the idea of sacrifice and instead think of it as an investment. That will make your days much easier, much more fulfilling, much more pleasurable. If you know that you're going to get up and do this fucking work because it's going to get you this later, and you understand and believe that, and you're making an investment, it becomes that much easier to do. But when you tell yourself, oh man, I'm going to miss, this dinner or this wedding or this trip or this, that, so that I can stay on my program, or I can, focus on my business, or I can do these things. All you ever focus on is what you missed. All you ever focus on is what you're giving up. And if you focus on what you're giving up, you're going to become obsessed with what you're giving up. And eventually that's going to break you because you're going to be focused on the wrong shit. So this is really about tricking yourself with using different language so that you focus on the right thing, so that you're focused on the outcome. You're focused on what you're going to get. You're focused on the work you're doing. You're excited about the work you're doing because you know that the payoff is going to come. All right. And the reason that you guys struggle with this mentality is because most of you haven't ever really accomplished anything yet to believe that the payoff is coming. This is where using a role model or listening to someone who has actually done the things that you want to do is valuable, because these people can show you if you do X, you will get Y in return. And in the beginning, when you haven't experienced this for yourself, you got to have a little faith. You got to believe in the other guy that you're watching. And you got to be smart enough to know and believe that if it works for that motherfucker, it's going to work for me too, most of the time. Now, you might have to make a little adjustment here or there, but the truth is we live in an environment where if you put X in, you get Y out most of the time. All right. So find someone who has done what you want to do, pay attention to what they do, make the investments that they're making, and trust that the result is coming your way. And if you do that, it will be much easier for you to move forward than it is right now when you're telling yourself constantly about all the shit that you're missing and giving up and sacrificing for the future. You're not sacrificing shit. You've already done that shit. You know what it's like. You know what it's about, and you know where it's going. Start making the investment. Make the investment in you. Build a better life. Be excited about that investment. Know that it's going to produce a result, and things are going to get much more clear, much more simple. And what you'll find is you're going to develop positive momentum at a much quicker rate. All right. So it's just a little language hack. It's not a sacrifice. It's an investment. That's the show, guys. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Make the investments. Stop thinking about the sacrifice.
Told my teacher, dumb bitch, I'm going to get millions. Watch this.